coach.
Win the quarter.
Yeah, keep it pretty simple here, boys. The basics have got us a 5-goal lead.
Yeah.
Don't go away from that, and we should be able to take home the victory.
Crowd of just under 17,000 in trying conditions, and Boak wins the first clearance. King came through the spoil. Salopek, who's got an injured shoulder, went off the ground and missed it. Cousins somehow got it out to Farmer. First back was Salter. And there's Salopek. 15 minutes to put his shoulder back in.
Yeah, gutsy performance to come back on in these conditions. As I say, though, if you've had plenty of shoulder problems like he's had, he'd know exactly what pain he can deal with.
Port Adelaide start well. Boak's kick, or Boak gave it off to Chad Corns, who kicked it to his brother. Came to Chad, I should say.
Banging it along into a bit of space there. Just run onto it.
Corns is going to lay it up for Ebert. Well, he took a very heavy knock in the first quarter, was taken from the ground by a stretcher, and now he's got a tough kick with that breeze pushing it away from goal.
Well, the way the breeze is blowing, he's going to have to hit the right post. As I'd be aiming just on the right post, because the natural breeze will push it a little bit, but you don't want to give away too much of the goals. So I'd hit hard at that right post. Should get a little bit of work going the other way, thick.
I think you need to punch it low and hard here.
They kicked 8 goals in the last quarter last week against Melbourne. There's the breeze pushing it across. Just the behind. Port Adelaide's lowest score is 32 points, ironically against Richmond back in 1999.
Similar conditions that day?
I'm pretty sure it was, Liam. I think I don't have a clue, but it was 32 to 30, so I think we could bank on it.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably more than likely. That was a winning score.
It was a winning score.
32.
They push forward again, Port. Westhoff can't get free of McGuan, but he somehow
did really
got it to Salopek.
Test your shoulder out.
Oh, yeah.
That wing.
Because one player Port Adelaide have got to get into the game is Daniel Pearce. He's actually playing in a back pocket at the moment on Richard Tambling. Why wouldn't you just put him up in the forward line, one out, just try and let him run onto the ball?
The problem is, Smithy, they've used him forward today and in the midfield, and he's really struggled. He's only had 10 touches for the game. But I agree with you, you've got to win this game now. There's no point having him behind the ball. And he may be sending him a message that his work rate's not quite up. It's pretty quiet last week too. He did a couple of things late, but not bad. But and their forward line has been restructured. We know that. They're probably missing 3 or 4 of their starting 6. But it doesn't matter. I mean, you've got to find ways to kick goals. Richmond on the bottom of the ladder. They haven't won a game since August 09. So you come here expecting to win if you want to play finals. But they've been outplayed, been out-hunted. Now the Tigers have just wanted it more, from my perspective, watching it.
Collins off the ground, gets a fair bit of distance with it.
It's rewind again to the back heel.
Revolt's put the hands away for the
JR8,
afternoon.
isn't it? JR8.
JR8's put the hands away for the afternoon. It's all off the ground from here on in.
He's kicked a great goal off the ground. He's getting right into World Cup mode, isn't he?
Yep. From the throw-in, Gray makes front position, but it spills over the back to Cousins. So slippery, that ball, in this congested area.
Okay, we talked about Jack Riewoldt. He's been a little bit clever all day. Here he goes again. Well, that's about the 5th time I reckon he's done that this afternoon. But he's been a good player.
Well, that's why we're not criticising him, because he's been a major contributor, set the win up early, kicked that freakish goal.
Well, since Chaplin's gone, he's been taken out of the game a bit, but...
And you'd expect that because of the conditions, but he had his opportunities and he made the most of them. He's kicked 3 goals. If you had told him before the game he was going to have that many shots on goal, he would have taken it.
Well, let's put it in perspective here. He's kicked 3. Port Adelaide have kicked 3 as a team.
That's it. And then Port Adelaide again go forward. Boak. The good thing for Port here is that they've got the play in their half of the field again. It's, you know, they're going against the breeze, but they're still pressing.
Richmond look like winning a game. At the moment, they've had 33 entries for the match. As opposed to Port Adelaide's had 46 entries and they trail by 4 goals.
Here's Tuck.
It's possession 28.
Martin couldn't get free. the longer the game goes on, the more happy Tiger fans will be in the fact that they're quite happy to just clog it up.
Arm wrestle it out for 16 and a half minutes.
They're quite happy to do that. Cochin and Delidio, two of the stars for the Tigers. White to Cousins, and the veteran gives it back to White, who stops and turns and kicks it out wide. No one home for Richmond. Chaplin going back. Revolt. Well, he uses the hands here.
He did that well.
And he uses them beautifully to Tambling. Tambling from 40 metres out across the face. And Nahas gets it. Marks, plays on. It's touched off the boot. It's a behind. Well, the idea was right.
Absolutely. Look at that centre corridor there, just a mud. In a long time since we've seen an AFL ground look like that.
Kick in falls short.
They continue to kick to the attacking side of the ground, Port Adelaide. I don't quite get it.
Pierce! Wonderful tackle by Tambling. Off the ground, Revolt.
You're asking the question, why wasn't it paid? Because I don't think he got correct. Have a look at Jack Rewald here. Didn't overcommit. This is what they've done. Pushed him in the side, kept the ball alive. Both of the Port Adelaide players went to the ground.
Yeah,
he didn't. That's been the difference.
Spot on, Jacko. Thomas with the kick. Graham in front. Port with some numbers there, though.
Listen to that wind in the effects night. Blowing a gale here. It's an extra 2 kicks to get it down there at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really, really blustery day here in Adelaide.
Got the Sturt flag. The double blues. Kane Corns to clear it. And picked up nicely by Stewart. It's Paul Stewart onto the chest of Chad Corns.
Tried to draw the 50 there. He needs to look across.
Yeah.
It's got Carlo, I think, he's pushing forward.
I think he was unlucky there, Chad Corns, though, to get the 50.
The ball's in the paint there.
Well, that's trying to be cute there. I mean, the difference between the two sides is, I mean, he's not happy with his teammates down the ground, but I don't know why he wouldn't be.
Fairness, he was
just kick the ball long. What Richmond have done all day, just back your forwards. They got small coming forwards down there. They've got Ebert, they've got Roden.
Fairness, he was covered in blue dye.
And he actually, technically, he did get his jumper grabbed after.
Yeah, he did. It should have been a 50-metre penalty.
Quick kick, Webberley. Revolt trying to help it on its way. Pierce did that. Collins dropped it. Spilling out. Webberley. It's high ball. Quick kick needed. It was Asprey that time. Nason slides in and Nash is with him. Cassisi can't get past Asprey. Nason hands over the top. But standing in the way was Broadbent, but he fumbled. And it's out.
That stop playing for the
it's a third time he said that, the umpire, and it's been all directed to Port Adelaide players.
Well, they've been second on the ball most of the day. Coaching staff looking a bit perplexed at the moment. A few furrowed brows, Matthew.
Yeah, it's not a happy box, was it?
No.
A look of resignation as to what's about to transpire in about 20 minutes.
We just can't see how they can possibly win this game.
Corns is trying very hard, though.
Just kick at the space here and just get some runners onto it. Ebert's running forward.
Oh, he's just going to say, have a chance, but more red at best. Newman spots a couple of players in the middle.
Got to switch out on the outer side. If you can get it to him, it's White.
Martin realises it's on, but he's put too much on the kick.
Just too much.
Pierce did the right thing and left his man. Now, who's going to keep their feet?
Wow.
Oh, he did well, Daniel Pierce. Got up quickly. What can Port do on the counter-attack? Turn it over.
The handball is just not the way to go.
Look at that commitment. Look at that commitment.
And there's the rain again.
Been very good. Well done, Shane Edwards. Just put your head over it, won yourself a free kick. When there was a 50-50 contest on that outer wing.
The bodywork from Revolt didn't take it. Nason's kicked a couple. Nahas lurking. Courage there from Surgeon. Oh, there was Carlisle there, Surgeon. And that is heavy rain.
Good centre here.
Tambling put it over towards Polak. Couldn't take it. Getting through Asprey. Nason wanted a free kick.
I reckon overall they've umpired really well today, the umpires.
Haven't been sucked into it a couple of times.
A lot of blokes throwing themselves forward, and they pretty much said from the word go, you're going to have to earn your kicks today, boys. We're playing the blatant ones, and that's about it. I reckon that's a good way to do it.
Tambling slung out of that contest, but it might be okay. Gee, the boot was there, and it didn't quite come off. .56 plays 29.
Some tired boys tonight. You know that Richmond in the third quarter defended to the other side of the ground, City side of the ground, whereas Port Adelaide, because they need to win,
they need to kick goals.
They have to get it out to the attacking side, which really should suit Richmond, even though there was 1,000 numbers out there.
And that was probably always going to be the result. So the boundary throw-in on the apex of the 50. Polak trying to force it forward. Sort of got his kick away. Only as far as Cousins, who's off and going and kicking long.
Boot went about 25.
It's over the back. Cousins on one boot. Nason on two. Gives it back. A chance for the Tigers. And across the face, the kick.
You can have a nice, wet, soggy foot. Ben Cousins. Have a look at this. The ball goes 40. The boot goes 30. Look where the boot went.
Shades of... No. I was going to say something silly.
Imagine how sloppy his foot would be at the moment.
Oh, you'd hate that, wouldn't you?
End up with gout.
I'm not sure about that, Liam.
Oh, poor kick.
Chance for the Tigers. Martin picks it up, sends it back to the goal square. And this time Nahas plays on. And this time he kicks the goal. And the Tigers can celebrate.
Once again, it was a poor kick by Port Adelaide on the few occasions where they've come out onto this commentary wing. They've just, poor decision, look, play on. Try to pick a short pass here. Wasn't on. The difference between the two sides when they've done that, Richmond in the third quarter, you saw him play that defensive wing, kick the ball long. And unmanned forwards find themselves with nobody on them and an opportunity. Good goal.
Second goal to Robin Nahas. He was very good in the first quarter, got them going. And he joins Nason with 2, and Revolt was 3. And it's been a cold, dark, dingy afternoon for some of those Port Adelaide supporters.
Yeah, off home now. Off home. Off you go. And go and put a cup of tea on. Don't ever watch the replay of this match. That's what they'll be thinking. We've been beaten by a side that hasn't won a game all year. Because realistically...
But Choco Williams would have prepared him for him. He would have said, look, we're playing a side that's been in relatively good form in the last month, bar the Geelong game. They've been in a contest, and they knew whether the conditions that the contest was going to present wet weather football here today, and they've just been outworked, they've been outsmarted, outplayed by a side that's just been a bit more desperate. They're not talented, more talented than Port Adelaide, but they've been a lot more desperate.
They sure have.
Look at the numbers here. I mean, they've got players on the out here. No one manning them up.
Asprey, the kick might go over the back towards Revolt, but it doesn't. Nahas.
Must enjoy coming over Adelaide, little Nahas.
Oh, he loves it.
Very good last year, and he's been terrific again today. Really should have 4. And he's 2 goals from 30 metres out.
And he's had 1 touched.
And 1 touch, that's right.
Oh, well trapped. Off a step, tuck. Sends it back towards Revolt.
Well, they've played in unbelievable conditions.
Goal of the year contender for Jack, you reckon?
Well,
under the conditions?
Under the it was a beauty off the ground.
Very good goal.
Good goal.
You go from 34 and 70% humidity in Darwin to this. Look at the ground.
Off the ground goes Salter, but here it comes. Moore. Hard one to mark, floats in, over the back, here he is again. Oh, he ran around it. He hatched it like an egg.
He spent it before he got it. He got all nice and nervous.
On the ball, Nahas.
remember his numbers this afternoon. He's only had it 8 times. He's had 8 kicks, but he's kicked 2 goals, 3. Yeah. So
been busy, been threatening.
It's also been his forward pressure, 2 pickers.
Yep.
Good tackles.
Good call there, Ron.
They've listed him with 6 tackles, but they were only tackles that stuck, not the other stuff, the chases and the pressure he's been able to exert, along with Tamling and these type of players today. Defensively have been very good. Tuck's had 12 tackles. Collins has had 12 tackles. I think it's Graham's been credited with 13 tackles.
He's tackling himself.
I have to admit, I can't remember.
He's tackling himself, Liam.
Tackled 13 times, but
oh, he's worked hard. They all have, the Tigers. They're not done with yet. They want another goal here. Revolt again off the ground. Well, it might just spill out here. White thinks it will. And he got out a very clever handball to the tackling machine. Graham to the square. Oh, Nason almost. Miraculous. Quick kick in by Port to Surgeon. Floats it forward. All Tigers, though. King, handball back inboard to Farmer. A little bit of dry ball there from Martin. High, Nason and Nahas.
This is the sort of stuff he's been good at all day, Nahas.
It's amazing he had a bigger body there, and he just absorbed the contest, but his direct opponent went to ground. He didn't. And we've mentioned it a few times today, but it was Nick Slater on that occasion went to ground. And that kept the ball opportunities alive for themselves in the forward line, Richmond. A very good aspect of their game today.
Coming through was Collins. Tuck. Cassisi smothered it before he could get boot to ball. Martin out towards Cousins.
Cousins has worked hard this afternoon. Jacko, I know.
I reckon it's been his best game for the year. It's been a smart game, 18 possessions, set up a couple of nice goals, and he's a player that's he's got the football smarts, and he's just positioned himself well in a tough day.
Well, Revolt signals, kick it long to me. I'll kick it out of the air or off the ground or something.
He's going to do something. He's just trying to soccer it. Look at it.
Yeah. I thought he was going to do a bicycle kick in midair there. Comes back to Broadbent. He heads for the boundary or for Westhoff, who wins a free. Now he's got to move it. And down the line he goes. The leap over the back. Came from Thomas. Cochin read it. Couldn't get far with the kick, though. Cassisi by hand. On the up, Thomas. Carr with the advantage off the left boot. Now he's just going to head for the boundary line.
Smart play there. Good play there by Kelvin Moore, just allowing that ball to go out.
Hardwick down at ground level.
Pretty brave coach down there in his first year. This would have been one of those games where you just sit up in the box, surely.
Well,
send one of the assistants down there to face the breeze.
He can feel it. They're 35 points up. Thomas is trying to make it 29. But he's got the point.
What's their lowest score, Port Adelaide again?
32.
Well, 30. They're working their way up in points at the moment, Matthew. We could be seeing a record, unfortunate record for Port Adelaide here.
Well, they kicked 3-12, and that was the score that Richmond got.
How would the Tiger fans be at home? There'd be probably times this year where they thought they're not going to win a game, but...
Well, I think when they were 3 points, the close loss to Hawthorn, but again, they almost won in the last quarter. I think that would have been a turning point for a lot of fans thinking, no, it's not far off.
And they've been building from performance like that. The week before, they were here against Adelaide. They were up at three-quarter time by 5 points, ran out a bit of steam, and the class of Adelaide got them and blew that game out a little bit. But, I mean, this performance has been brewing over the last month, as I mentioned before, apart from that game down at Skilled Stadium.
I bumped into Damien Hardwick midweek, just in a little cafe in Melbourne, and
that's your job, is it? Just
having a meeting. Having a meeting with Gary Ablett.
I was having a meeting with one of my players, and he was there with his wife. And
G. Ablett.
And I did say, how's it all going? He said, look, he just thought that they were building something, that their effort had been there. So he was quite positive, and he'd be very happy with today and the way they've gone about it, his team, because from the word go, they've brought that real competitive mindset. As I say, they're the first team on the ground. They hit the deck quick. They got straight into it from the word go, and they thoroughly deserved this win.
Do you meet with all your players in public like that? You usually do it in an office or somewhere.
Well,
you want everyone to see meetings with players in the public forum?
Just going for lunch with one of the young fellas, Glenn. Just to give him a little bit of encouragement.
Gary Adler's 25, isn't he?
Right, move on. Move on.
We do that as Edwards goes off the ground. That's a very clean take from Cousins, but he just lost his footing.
He couldn't get it through his legs.
Yeah. Moore's been very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
I think the whole backline's been great. Deledio's been sensational when he's been back there. Moore's been great. McGuan, we saw that contest from McGuan when he was hurting, you know, and the one he knocked Ebert out with, basically, was just a great contest. He was sore, he was hurting, but went to make a 2-on-1. And that's the sort of stuff, I reckon, for a young coach, you'll be thinking, well, there's the encouraging signs. This is what's going to sort of make us, as a football club, is the little things that you need to do. And I reckon that's been on show today from all his players. His leaders have led really well today. If you look at the major 4 possession winners, Tuck, Deledio, Newman, Cochin. Well, I mean, that sort of sums it up, I guess.
Gee, that's not a good kick off the side of the boot, and it's a chance for Cousins. He kicks it off the ground.
Don't go to ground.
Don't go to ground. Tamling's got him out the back. Salopek again testing out that shoulder. Back to Tamling. Bounces off of him. Chaplin to clear. And he does. Westhoff, though. Let it go. Polak. It's inside the forward 50. And Cassisi wanted the boundary.
He's
one all day. And now the captain is
and he just brought Adelaide. That's unbelievable. Poor old Don Cassisi's tried hard all day. Just hasn't had a lot of support, unfortunately.
Kick to the top of the square. Stewart the spoil. Westhoff. Hand over the top. Salter went without it. Nason comes in. And as you can see in the background, it's a rarity what we see at Amy Stadium. Mud.
Yeah, mud, all right. It was an unbelievable shower.
Shower?
Yeah, well, I call it a shower. Jacko's the weatherman. What do you call it, Jacko? Downpour?
Downpour.
Pre-game. Poor under-18 kids. They were out there for their first game of the carnival.
I saw small kittens and puppies dropping out of the sky.
They had their game brought along. All the recruiting managers were ticking off all these names, these great kids from South Australia and Western Australia, and I don't think they could see them in the second half.
No. There's a big kick forward by Deledio. Nason. And the combination of Nahas and Nason has been very dangerous.
He's had a very good year, this young fella. Had his hair pulled one day by Sammy Mitchell, but
he's hurt his hamstring.
Yeah, he's just grabbing it. Maybe when he launched himself, or cramp.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be a cramp. But geez, his work rate. I watched him against Hawthorn from ground level, a la Rowan Smith, and I watched him work. His work rate is terrific, this young fella.
This for goal number 3. Oh, and isn't it just lovely? Not many Tiger fans here, but they are delighted.
He knocked off work. He thought, nah, no way I'm working in this rain, that fella. I'm putting my Tiger beanie on.
Looking by himself here. I mean, Port Adelaide just got unorganised there from not being able to man up the direct opponent. Now, whether they're playing to the siren or the game's over, you still got to play the percentages and play to your direct opponent. And as he comes up for a well-enjoyed rest, he's kicked the goal, he's kicked 3. He's been a very good contributor for his team.
Well, he has a deserved rest, Ben Nason. 3 goals, he's helped out a couple, and he's got his team out to a 40-point lead, if you don't mind.
Thoroughly deserved. 25 scoring shots to 15. Tuck again out of the middle.
Matt White has kept his feet all day.
From the very first bounce, he was the one that got him going.
Chance for Tambling.
There's another chance. He's done it, he's done it.
It's revolt party time!
He did a blind turn around nobody.
Well,
and just went whack.
We see this ball come in, and we talked about not going to ground. This is the first penalty, went to ground. All the Richmond players stayed up.
Just watch this blind turn. Oh, he did it well. Did it really well. Well, he started them off. Matty White was involved in the first quarter. Rewald started them off. It was too good for Carlisle the first quarter and a half. And he's finished them off in 4.
4 goals for Jack Revolt. JR8, as Jacko calls him. But that's just, he's going to celebrate tonight. He'd be very happy with that. 46 points. This is just a terrific finish by the Tigers.
The disappointing thing for Port Adelaide, they've kicked 1 goal after half-time. They had 20 inside 50s in the third quarter for very little result. Now, we mentioned before that they were depleted without Treadray Schultz. We know Devonport great, and obviously the suspension on Motlop.
Tuck, a very good give on the up to Delidio. Again, the Tigers go forward. They're not done with yet. To mark to Carlisle as Choco Williams
sums it up.
Yep.
He's just doing a bit of whistling there, thinking, what can I do here with my boys? Can't do anything in this game. He's got to try and get them to bounce up, bounce back for next week. That's the thing.
Next week, Hawthorn at the MCG.
Well, Hawthorn seem to be rejuvenated. If they can beat the Sydney Swans tomorrow,
It'll be 3 in a row for them.
And the Tigers on the big stage of Friday night footy against the Saints.
He's played on there.
There's Damien Hardwick. Inside, he'd be just jumping for joy. Outside, externally, he's just playing a straight bat. He knows his team's home. Smithy's going to get to him. I'm sure we'll get a word with him after the game, won't we?
How have you seen this game from Big Angus?
I think he's been very good. He's only had the 7 touches, but according to my stats, 14 tackles. He's been competitive.
Exactly. Delidio with a little toe poke towards or going forward. Another good take. This time it's Tambling. And he's going to hit it long and hope it goes out and they can reset. (10-16 to 3-12). Port Adelaide on the verge of their lowest score. Two minutes remaining in the game. Martin.
Been good as well.
He's very good at the contest.
So is Cochin.
Cochin throws it forward. Nahas with a hand in. Asprey is there, so too Carlisle. We'll have a ball up.
Look at that mud.
Yep. Nice. Who's dived on it? Both of them have dived on it up.
Free kick to Richmond. Nahas is going to go for his
this
fourth.
is amazing.
No, he's third, sorry.
He's going to join Nason with 3 if he can get this through. And as you mentioned before, Liam, he probably should have 4. The Richmond chant goes up here at Amy.
He's going to give a handball off to somebody. He was going to.
Robin Nahas.
These are the ones he's missed today, the set shots. Exactly like that.
To the square, and it didn't make the distance in the end. There's a couple of Tiger fans. Been a long time coming, and they've had to endure quite a bit.
It's good work.
But not this afternoon. It's coming back.
No advantage.
They've got a minute to go, and wouldn't they love just one more for the final nail in the coffin?
Yeah, an absolute belting. That's what it is in the end.
Edwards spots someone. Off hands. White is there, and happy to see it balled up again.
These are the sort of games where you can get a couple of late ones when the team is shot that you're playing against. They're very happy. Big Angus Graham. Been in the gym for 2 years. He started off with as Spud Fuller, so arms like pieces of linguine, and now he's the size of Glenn Jakovic.
He's got a couple of big cannellonis there.
Linguine.
I have to credit Spud for that every time I say it, but I do like that saying.
Kane Corns wins the free kick.
Well, they've 2 young ruckmen today because no Brogan pre-game. He pulled out with back spasms. Trengrove's tried to do it all himself. And Angus Graham's, I think, done a pretty good job.
Pitched by Cochin. Clever kick, though. A bit too far on it.
You're just out of bounds. Exaggerating about now. His arms are as big as mine, aren't you?
Yeah, well, he's a very big man now, Big Angus. Been eating weights for 2 years.
It's the Big Angus burger.
47 points. What a win.
Yes, it's a big win. And they will enjoy it. They'll be tired, cold and wet, but as happy as they can be. Delidio for one more.
Mark.
Forward press.
There it is.
Nahas. Handball out the side. The siren sounds, and after 13 straight losses, the Tigers are no longer toothless. Their first win for 2010, and what an absolute terrific win it has been. a 47-point margin. Damien Hardwick can settle down and just enjoy the moment.
Well, he can indeed. What a fantastic win for the Tigers. They came over here full of belief, set their win up in the first quarter, really. They just went hard at the footy. They were kicking into the wind. And what a wonderful performance. Rewalt was a star again with 4 goals.
Oh, they had a lot of stars, Liam, and it was just good old-fashioned football. I mean, for all the Richmond supporters you mentioned that were back in Melbourne watching this game, they'd be proud of just the way they went about it. They probably would say they saw this win brewing over the last month, but well done, full credit to them. Disappointing for Port Adelaide, only 1 goal after half-time, but the example was set by the Richmond players, just playing good old-fashioned footy, prepared to work hard.